Have you ever wondered if a woman actually likes you? Or if you're just imagining the chemistry? Because attraction doesn't always look like flirting. Sometimes it's hidden in the way she looks at you, the questions she asks, the way she remembers tiny details, or even the way her behavior suddenly changes when you're around. And here's the interesting part. Some of the strongest signs of attraction can look completely ordinary if you don't know what you're looking for. But don't make the mistake of thinking that one smile or one long eye contact automatically means she's attracted to you. Psychology is about patterns, not isolated moments. So let's break down the subtle signals women may show when genuine attraction is developing and what they actually mean. 1. She finds reasons to keep the conversation going. Imagine you're talking to Emily. The conversation should have ended 10 minutes ago. You answered her question, said goodbye, and started walking away. Then she suddenly asks, "Wait, what are you doing this weekend?" You answer. She asks another question, then another. That's interesting. When someone is attracted to you, they may create little opportunities to extend interaction because they genuinely enjoy your presence. It doesn't necessarily mean she's consciously thinking, "I need to keep him here." Her brain may simply be looking for another reason to maintain connection. The solution? Don't interrogate her or desperately keep the conversation alive. Give her room to participate. If she's consistently contributing, asking questions, remembering details, and creating new conversations, that's a much stronger signal than simply replying politely. 2. Her eye contact feels different. Eye contact is one of the most powerful social signals humans use. But attraction isn't simply about staring. Pay attention to the pattern. She looks at you while you're talking. She briefly looks away. Then she looks back again. Maybe she catches your eyes from across the room and quickly changes her expression. That combination can create a different kind of tension. Consider Ryan and Sophie. Ryan notices that Sophie rarely stares at him directly, but whenever someone makes a joke, she looks toward Ryan almost automatically to see his reaction. That's more interesting than a random glance. Why? Because attraction can make someone pay greater attention to a particular person's reactions. But remember, eye contact alone isn't proof. Look for multiple signals occurring together. 3. She remembers the small things you mentioned. You casually tell her that you love a particular movie. 2 weeks later, she brings it up. You mention that you're stressed about an upcoming presentation. Later, she asks, "How did it go?" That matters. People remember information connected to people who are emotionally important or interesting to them. Now imagine Daniel telling Olivia about his favorite coffee order. A week later, Olivia remembers it without Daniel mentioning it again. That doesn't automatically mean she's romantically interested. But if she's consistently remembering tiny details that most people forget, while also seeking interaction and showing other signs of attraction, the pattern becomes much more meaningful. The lesson? Don't test her. Don't deliberately give her random information just to see if she'll remember. Instead, notice what happens naturally. 4. She becomes more curious about your personal life. Attraction often creates curiosity. Not just, "What do you do?" but questions like, "Who are you closest to? What kind of person do you usually date? What are you looking for in a relationship? What do you do when you're not working?" These questions can reveal something deeper. She's trying to understand you beyond the surface. And this is where many men make a mistake. They turn the conversation into an interview. Question after question after question. Instead, create a balanced conversation. Answer honestly, share something interesting, and give her space to open up too. Real attraction grows through mutual discovery, not interrogation. 5. Her energy changes around you. This one is subtle. Sometimes a person behaves differently around someone they're attracted to. Maybe she's normally confident but becomes slightly nervous. Maybe she's normally quiet but becomes unusually playful. Maybe she starts teasing you more. Maybe she becomes more conscious of how she looks. Maybe her voice, facial expressions, or body language become noticeably different. For example, imagine Noah meeting Ava with a group of friends. Around everyone else, Ava is relaxed. But whenever Noah joins the conversation, she becomes more animated, laughs more, and starts teasing him. One interaction means very little, but if this change happens repeatedly, it becomes worth noticing. The key is comparison. Don't ask, "Does she act like this?" Ask, "Does she act differently with me?" 6. She creates little moments of physical closeness. Physical attraction can sometimes appear through comfortable proximity. She may sit closer when there's plenty of space. She may briefly touch your arm while laughing. She may naturally mirror your posture. She may find reasons to stay physically close during a conversation. But there's an important rule here. Comfort is not consent, and physical contact is not automatically sexual attraction. What matters is whether the interaction is mutual and comfortable. If she moves closer and you move closer, does she remain comfortable? Does she reciprocate? Does she initiate contact herself? Those patterns are more informative. And when attraction becomes stronger, emotional comfort and physical chemistry can sometimes develop together. That's where intimacy becomes important. Healthy intimacy isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about trust, communication, emotional safety, mutual desire, and respecting boundaries. 7. She flirts without making it obvious. Flirting isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's playful teasing. Sometimes it's a compliment disguised as a joke. Sometimes it's remembering something you said and bringing it up later. Sometimes it's creating an inside joke that only the two of you understand. For example, Jack accidentally mispronounces a word during a conversation. Instead of forgetting it, Mia jokingly brings it up days later. "Careful, Jack, I haven't forgotten your legendary pronunciation." That's playful connection. The best response isn't to immediately turn everything sexual. Match the energy. Tease back. Smile. Keep it light. Attraction becomes more natural when neither person feels pressured to perform. 8. She talks about relationships and intimacy differently with you. This is where things can become more personal. If a woman feels emotionally comfortable with you, she may eventually discuss relationships, attraction, boundaries, intimacy, or what makes her feel connected to someone. But don't assume that talking about sex means she wants sex with you. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. Someone can discuss intimacy because they trust you. Someone can talk about relationships because they value your opinion. And someone can flirt without wanting anything physical. The real signal is mutuality. If attraction is developing, both people usually contribute to the emotional and romantic connection. Instead of trying to decode every sexual comment, focus on whether she consistently shows interest, comfort, affection, and willingness to deepen the relationship. 9. She gives you opportunities to take the next step. This can be one of the clearest patterns. Maybe she mentions a restaurant she wants to try. Maybe she says, "I've never seen that movie." Maybe she tells you, "You should come with us next time." These moments can create an opening for you to suggest spending time together. But here's the important part. Take the opportunity without assuming the outcome. You can say, "We should check that place out sometime." Then watch her response. If she's interested, she may help move the conversation forward. If she gives vague answers repeatedly, respect that. Confidence isn't forcing an outcome. Confidence is being comfortable enough to make an invitation and emotionally strong enough to accept either answer. 10. The biggest sign isn't one signal, it's consistency. This might be the most important point in the entire video. Don't become obsessed with decoding every glance. Don't search the internet after she says, "Hey," wondering whether it secretly means she's in love with you. Attraction is rarely proven by one behavior. It's the combination. Does she consistently seek interaction? Does she remember details? Does she initiate conversations? Does she make time for you? Does she show playful energy? Does she seem comfortable around you? Does she reciprocate emotional or romantic interest? Does she respect your boundaries while allowing you to get closer? When several of these appear consistently, you're looking at something much more meaningful than a single smile. And here's something even more important. The goal isn't to become an expert at manipulating attraction. The goal is to become better at recognizing mutual attraction. Because the healthiest relationships don't require you to constantly decode someone. Eventually, attraction becomes clearer through communication. You can flirt, you can ask her out, you can express interest. And when the relationship becomes intimate, you can talk openly about boundaries, comfort, protection, desires, and consent. That's what creates real chemistry. Not psychological tricks, not manipulation, not pretending to be someone you're not. Real attraction becomes powerful when two people feel safe enough to be honest and interested enough to keep choosing each other. So the next time you wonder, does she like me? Don't focus on one tiny signal. Look at the entire pattern. Her attention, her effort, her curiosity, her consistency, her comfort, and most importantly, her willingness to reciprocate. Because the strongest sign of attraction isn't that she gives you one mysterious signal. It's that she keeps finding reasons to connect with you. If this video helped you understand female psychology in a more realistic way, don't just watch the next video. Join the conversation. Subscribe to the channel for more psychology, attraction, relationships, emotional connection, and intimacy content. And comment below. What's the most subtle sign of attraction you've ever noticed from someone? You might be surprised how many people recognize the exact same behavior. And remember, don't chase hidden signals forever. When the connection feels mutual, eventually, the most attractive thing you can do is communicate honestly.